Aloha, this is Sean from Hawaii. Today we're going to go over StatePipes service Args and how to manipulate them from the command line, service configuration file, and in order to do this, we need to create a StatePipes service that will just periodically publish a event that has the value from a command line argument um, and so that and is periodically publishing it so we can see it in the State Pipes Explorer. What I'm showing right now is I have the State Pipes infrastructure up and running. We can close that out, and I am going to start a new State Pipes service. So a new State Pipes solution. I am going to call this is the folder I want to put it in. So again, it popped up on a different monitor. So I'm going to called the company is going to be AAA like always, and it's going to be ARGS a example. Okay, and it's popping up the Visual Studio. Just for your information, this is going to be Visual Studio 2026 and using .NET 10. So, and with the State Pipes version 2.0.11. Okay, so now we'll just build just to make sure we got everything. This is going to take a while, so I'll just show that it's .NET 10 here. And if you go down here, you can see it's 2.11. Okay, we're good to go. Um, we'll let this build, and then we'll start adding some things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create that event we are talking about periodically publishing, and it is going to be called args event. So we'll do add class. All right, args event. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Um, all right, and we're gonna paste in. So it's gonna be a public args event that takes in an args value uh, as um, as a field. So next thing, let's just say that we are going to, because we're going to periodically publish this, we're going to have to add a trigger. It's going to be an internal trigger, and we're going to add a class, and that's going to be called periodic uh, args publish trigger. Okay, and we are going to copy and paste that one in there. It's going to be an internal trigger that's directed at our state machine. So right here, it's the state machine trigger, and it's an internal. And so lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to modify the parent state class. So we'll just copy that all over. Let's start from the top. So one of the things we're doing here is we're adding a service args to the parameter of the constructor for the parent state, because parent state will be constructed as a singleton by the dependency injection container auto autofac, and um, we will store that as args. We are creating our delayed message sender as we normally did, and that will periodically publish a periodic args publish trigger. And we are creating that delayed message sender here. And lastly, we have a constant for the argument that we're looking for that's either passed in the configuration file or it doesn't exist. Okay, now let's see what we did to the configure. So one of the things we know, we're going to have a periodic args publish trigger. So we're going to create a guard for that so we can handle it, and that's right down here. We know we're going to be publishing an args event um, because that's being published right here. So we're just telling the state machine that this state will be publishing an args event. All this is doing is giving extra information to the state machine diagram so that you can see which events are published in which state. Um, and then we have an on entry and on exit where we on enter, we start the periodic for publishing the periodic args publish trigger every second. And then on the exit, we're going to make sure we stop the delayed message sender. So pretty simple standard stuff. And then we get into again, the guard for the periodic args publish trigger. We are going to do a little defensive programming. So now that we know we have the trigger, we are going to publish the args event. And if the args contains the name arg name, which we know is our constant up top, dummy arg, it's going to get the arg value for that arg name, and that's what's going to go in the event. If there is no value, like it's null for that arg's name, but it does exist, then you're going to say no value specified. And then lastly, if it does not contain the arg name, it's going to put in not found into the arg event. So pretty simple, straightforward, and we're done. We're going to build this. Um, all right. Um, Lastly, we're going to open up the Docker infrastructure start and stop for that state pipe service we just created, which is the args example service. Um, so I just want you to know that when we use this command to start, you don't have to worry about this part. This is more advanced topics, but it automatically gives the use default config um, equals true uh, um, command line argument to the service, which is basically saying, I don't care what's in the service config file, go into this file here and start up using this information, okay? Um, so going back here, so we're going to use this once, and then we're going to actually use it's on the service here. We're going to say properties, and we are going to, which should replicate that right here. And we're going to change this to show that how we can change it from the command line. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about this. So this is the name of the arg. Obviously, this is the value. This is the delimiter. This is the format that these args going to a state pipe service have to use. And even if it's you just want to name no value, you still have to follow this format. Um, so this could have been without the true, but uh, I just think it's equals true is good for semantics, readability. So uh, in the case that we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing the dummy arg and the dash dash. By the way, the dash dash is not needed. It's just a convention I use. I think it's nice. Um, and we're going to use the dummy arg and give it different values and see how it overrides different things and reports it. Okay. So let's not worry about that yet. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Sorry, that was from a previous run. So we're going to kick this off here. And so what you're going to see is the next thing we're going to do is we're going to copy the password right here. We're going to go back to this. We're going to connect up. And we're going to see that if we go into these events, we have an args event. And it's saying not found because, like I said, we didn't put anything in there. So it should be putting out not found. Now, I'm going to leave this StatePipes Explorer window up. I'm just going to, here's the actual service that's running for the context. I'm going to bring that down Before I do that, we can just see here that we have a green for the communications. So we can bring this down. It'll go yellow because we're still talking with the RabbitMQ, but we're not talking with the service. So, and you'll see right here that it's being updated once a second. I didn't point that out ahead of time, but now it's not being updated at all. So this is stale information, and we know that from this timestamp. Um, so we're going to go back to our solution here. Oh, before we do that, I want to if you go into your program data in your company folder, and then down here, you should go into your config, and you have your service configuration. So let me do some cleanup first. Um, Here, I'm going to close that. Okay, now I'm going to open this with Notepad++, and I'll bring that over. You're going to see here that the args that we used was use default configuration equals true, and we, um, uh, which is telling us, hey, use basically the default configuration, which is in that file that I showed you. And we're going to just now we're going to add some arguments to that. Okay, so we can keep this open like that, and we'll just minimize that for now. Um, so we're going to open the debug profile here, and now instead of doing that, we are going to go. Uh, Let me just see. It's dummy args or arg. Dummy arg. Okay, dummy arg equals test. Okay, and we are going to launch that. Well, I have to close this. And we're going to launch that service. And if we go over here to this, we're going to see that, okay, it's taking a second for it to come back up here. It's, it's coming up. Okay. Um, we see that the value has gone to test, right? Okay, that's as expected. Now let's go back here and let's say yes. We're going to see that this is been updated, and we have dummy args in there, and we're going to, so the truth be known, okay, I'm going to bring this service down again, and we're going to repeat that same process. Um, but this time we're going to, we're going to hand edit the service configuration. So we, one thing that's in here that doesn't really need to be in here is this. Okay, so we're going to, and we're going to put uh, Sean. Okay, now if we go up here and we open this up, all right, and we remove all command line arguments, we should basically take everything that's out of the existing config file, which is again down here in this service configuration. So let's close that up. Let's start that service up again. We'll go over to our window here. Takes a little bit right there. It was creating some files and everything, and it's opening up test. Let's see, is it publishing? Yes, it's publishing. Why did it open up test? So let's go over here to this. Yes. So it has, did I not save this? Okay, let's try that one more time, okay? We're going to close down this process. Let's try that again. We're going to delete that. The only thing I think of is I didn't. And we're going to say Sean. Okay, we're going to save that. Let me see if it actually saved. We'll figure that out by going back into here. We're going to service configuration and we're going to edit that. And it's Sean. Okay, so all well and good. Shouldn't have a problem this time. Um, so let's just open this up. Make sure there are no command line arguments. That sounds great. And let's run this. Okay. And if we go back here, when it, yes, it updates to Sean. Sorry about that. I definitely didn't hit save on that. Okay. So that kind of shows the different ways. Um, now, okay. So one last thing is okay. You can edit them manually. You can add them to the parameters. Maybe a couple last things. So let's stop that service again. Let's go back to here. Let's open this up and let's put because there's no command line arguments, but it's still using what's in that config file. Let's say we wanted to wipe out that config file. Again, that's the use default con, config equals true. Let me just check in this script if that's I have that right. We're going to start here. It's use default config equals true. Yep. So, and it's only one equals. That would have been a disaster. Okay, we will save that and we will start it up. Okay. And if we go back here, once it actually connects up, and it should be any second now, it says not found because you said using default config. There are no args in the default config, so it says it hasn't found it. So that use default config allows you to get back to a default, uh, a blank slate, and then add args to it. Whereas if you don't have that in there, you're adding args or overriding args that were already in service config. So yes, that's all I wanted to show, and that wraps up this video. And aloha and a hui ho.